remember we have a test review in front of us. There's a couple things I want to kind of go over, then I'm going to give you some time to try it yourself. For some reason, people are having issues with number 2. It says some values from 2 linear equations are shown in the tables. What is the solution to this system of equations represented by these tables? I think I know the problem. Some people are having issues with number 2. It's because you are used to seeing things like number 7, where you should be looking for where both of the y's are equal, and that helps you find your x comma y, your x comma y for the solution. However, on number 2, it breaks the tables apart, so you are still kind of looking for where the y's are equal. And where do you see the y's are equal? You need to also check to make sure that the x's are also equal, okay? That's one problem people are having. Let's keep moving on. For number 12, it says sketch the graph a system of equation. That doesn't really make sense, but sketch the graph of a system of equation that has no solution, one solution, and infinitely many. Remember how we were using our arms to show what no solutions look like? Can you please show me what that looks like, no solution? What do your arms look like when there's no solution? No solution means how many times does it touch? So why are your hands yes. No solution means the 2 lines are what? Parallel. Thank you. So draw that here. One solution, not one line, one solution. What does that look like with your arms, please? Okay, so draw a picture of one solution means your arms should only touch once. So draw a picture of 2 lines. Think of those lines like your arms touching once. Infinitely many solutions. Now this is where your arms need to touch every single part. It only looks like there's one line, okay? So please draw those in, see what you get. I just want to go over a couple of them before I let you get started. Just on the easy ones. Hold on a second. Okay, number 1. Let's go all the way back to number 1. We haven't really seen that in a while. It says which point below would be the solution to the system of inequalities. Remember, we haven't really shaded too much lately. So remember, please open the door. Remember, a solid line, a dashed line, which means one might be equal to, one doesn't have an equal to. However, remember we're looking for the double shaded region. Not just one shaded, but the double shaded side, which is technically 2 sides together. And that's where our point has to be. Our point should be in the double shaded side. Think about where you think the double shaded side is. Should be a little bit darker. Okay? And that will help you find the solution there. For number 3, it says estimate the solution to the system of equations shown on the graph. If you're estimating, that means that it's, ooh, look at that. That's not really a perfect solution point. That means there is going to be some decimals that you have to use finding the solution. So notice it's kind of in the middle of what 2 things for the x, and then it's in the middle of something for the y also. So, and even if you thought it was this, is it exactly at the 3, -1? Is it exactly right there? No. Is it at 0, 1? 0 up 1, that's not even where the 2 lines cross. I'm looking for where the 2 lines touch. So it's either going to be A or B. See if you can figure that out. If you have questions, you can ask in a minute. If you're looking at number 5, this goes back to finding the loser, the letter that's all by itself. So once you find the letter that's all by itself, which of these, which of these letters is all by itself? Does anybody see that? The X is all alone, which means I box it here and box it here. So now it tells me where to plug it in. Once you plug it in, stop and find your answer. What would be the correct substitution step? They're only asking you for the first step. Find your answer and move on with your life. We're going to go back to number 6 together. Number 8 is the same thing we just did. Find the loser, which is the letter that's by itself. Put a box around it. This is number 8. I'll give you a second. Once you find the loser, put a box around it so then you can put a box around the other one. What is the rule about plug it in with? Plug it in with, thank you, parentheses. But, and then what do you check for? Check for the same variables. Once you plug it in, check to make sure everybody's the same. And on this one, look at your answer choices. Once you do the substitution step, you can stop because it doesn't want you to continue. Number 9 we'll talk about together. Number 10 we will talk about together. So I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to look over some of these. Thank you. If you have questions, you can ask.